Jack, good start to the night. The Empire Sister, impressive.
Yeah, she went really good. She was sort of thrown in the deep end a bit, straight in an MO, and once I found the top, I was sort of looking for something to hand over to, but I got a really easy first quarter, so I thought we'll just try our luck in front, and yeah, she really hit the line strong.
Yeah, that 28-4 first quarter really set her up for it to be in the finish and was always going to suit the horses up front.
Yeah, that's right, and I think I got a 30.4, 30.8 or something later on, so it makes it hard for the back markers, and she's got a really good turn of foot, which she used up the straight today, and I was really impressed with her.
Can she be a bit funny in the score-up? Sometimes she can show speed, and other times she's not as fast off the arm.
Yeah, she's a little bit like that. I really drove her hard out tonight. I really wanted to get across, but she's when she's in season and things like that, she might change her attitude a bit. But tonight she was spot on.
Been a good couple of days for the stable. A couple of winners last night for you at Bathurst. Doing a little bit more travelling with the Pizzuto team, but the stable's on fire.
Yeah, Kev's team's going enormous at the moment. It's just a credit to him. He obviously puts a lot of time and effort into his horses, and we're on the road a lot. So every time we get the rewards, it's really good.
What about Matty Groves last night? He looks a really nice 3-year-old.
Yeah, he went really good. I know that he was in a big drop back from what he'd been racing, but the way he ran his last quarter last night, he done it effortless, and yeah, we're going to start targeting some bigger 3-year-old races with him. And what about you? How are you enjoying it? Spoke last week on the radio, Rising Stars. You obviously bounced off that with a couple of good weeks. You're really getting amongst the winners at the moment. Yeah, it's everything's going really good at the moment, Greg. Obviously, I owe everything to Kev. He's really just put me on the map, and yeah, and a lot of other trainers too that are backing me. That's what it comes down to. You got to have the support, which I'm getting a lot of at the moment. And yeah, as long as everything keeps going all right, I'll stick around in Sydney. Well,
mate, congratulations with the win tonight on the Empire Sister. No doubt, plenty more to come.
Awesome, thanks, Greg.
Modern Ruler, James, just keep getting better and better.
Yeah, no, he's done a fantastic job since he's come up here, and yeah, proved it against some good quality horses today.
It's amazing. He arrived here, he raced in an MO. 5 starts later, he's winning a free-for-all. And tonight, he was racing some horses that have been racing well in the last month or so.
Yeah, that's right. And his time, and he done a fair bit of work early to get to the front. Yeah, it was very impressive.
And he can do it both ways. We saw last start, he came from the tail of the field and recorded some super sectionals. Tonight, he was in front doing his own thing. Which way do you think he's better suited?
Yeah, he's pretty versatile. He's good off the pace, and he can do a bit of work if you need to. Yeah, in the bigger races, probably off the pace, but yeah, nothing wrong with his run tonight.
Mile or 2,300 metres, doesn't worry him?
No, not really. Probably better suited to longer trips.
And what do you do with him now? He's just won a free-for-all.
Yeah, that's right. He's come to it really quick, and yeah, I'm not sure.
What about Blue Pointer? You must have been happy with his performance. You would have known he was on your back, and he stuck with you the whole way.
Yeah, for sure. I thought he'd go well. We had a little setback in his second run back, and I thought he would have improved, and yeah, he was really good as well.
Got a nice team of horses around you now. It's not just bow tie. There's plenty of horses in the stable at that level that are doing a good job.
Yeah, no, Pachacuti had his first run back for 11 months and ran a good third. Yeah, and we'll have bow tied up and firing soon, hopefully. So
is he back in work?
Next week, yeah.
And what did you make of Pachacuti tonight? He was first up and he did get trapped wide for a little way. Did you thought the run was good?
Yeah, it was a solid effort. He needs a run or two to really tuck up, but yeah, no, he was fine. Congratulations
with the win tonight with Modern Ruler. He looks a really nice horse. Well done.
Thank you.
Matt jumped on Pop from the beach for the first time tonight and got the win.
Yeah, give me a good feel. That horse warmed up really great, and was pretty confident leading into the race, and especially they went that quick first quarter, and everything worked out really good.
26-4 the first quarter, and when they went past the quarter mark, where were you? Straight into the 1-1.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. It just you couldn't ride a better script for it. I was following a strong horse too. I think it won here on Tuesday, so the only thing that was worrying me is if something made a move from the back, and I had to get going early, but I didn't have to move until well into the straight. So.
What about the last little bit? Modern Ruler, or not Modern Ruler, the horse that was on your inside Major Escape wanted to kick back hard?
Yeah, it did. It fought on really well, and it's not really its normal racing pattern, that horse sitting first over. It fought on really well, so it was a big run by it, but my guy was a bit too strong at the end. Did
it give you a bit of a scare when that horse was rallying on your inside?
It did a little bit, but my guy, I hadn't really hit him much yet or asked him to go, so I had a little bit left up my sleeve, and I didn't think it could keep coming, that horse, because it was a big mile. It went 53, so it had to get tight at some point.
When you're jumping on a horse for the first time, do you take the instructions from the trainer? Like, how much work goes into it before you jump on?
It all depends on the horse and everything, but you got to take their instructions on board and their advice because they know the horse. Like John's had this horse nearly his whole career, and he just said get on him and he just said just find a trip and work it out from there. And he said he's a really kind horse to drive, and everything he said was right. He's a beautiful horse to drive, and yeah, he really done the job. I just had to sort of steer him in the right direction. But
Mate, congratulations with a win tonight. How's everything going up at Bathurst for you?
yeah, going well actually. I just got a few in work of my own there at Bernie Hewitt's, and Bernie's got a bunch in work, but having a good run at the moment, getting plenty of winners, and we love the new track up there. It's great. We're getting plenty of winners there, so hopefully it can keep going.
It's definitely helping the Bathurst horses make that transition to Menangle a lot quicker. Bernie's having a good run, Steve's having a good run. Those Bathurst trainers are finding it easy to win races at Menangle now.
Yeah, no doubt. I was only looking the other day. I think Steve's right up there in the premiership here. You know what I mean? He's only about 10 off the lead or something like that. And Bernie had a really good win down here last week. And yeah, but it definitely does help. And it's just a beautiful track there at Bathurst. Horses handle it, and it's great. Yeah.
Well, congratulations with the win tonight, and hopefully there's more winners in store.
Thank you very much.
Gav, $1 Million Wave, got the Breeders' Challenge Blue. Good victory.
Yeah, very good, Greg. Thanks. It was really run to order, and he got a perfect run, and yeah, but he really hit the line well. Yeah.
He hasn't been in the stable very long. Of course, normally or comes from Victoria. Is this sort of the series that you were looking at when he first arrived?
Yeah, I think this was his main aim. Probably he ran second in it last year, so Alan Tubbs, a good friend of ours, and he sent him up for the Breeders' Challenge series and then this series. But being restricted to like blue. New South Wales state bred, it was always probably his main aim. Yeah.
What were you thinking during the early stages of the race? Were you happy with where you were?
I was once I got in the running line. My original plan was to go forward and look for a forward spot, but there's a bit more speed than what I thought, and then when the speed was on and I was sort of 1 out 2 back, I was really happy. Yeah.
What about coming to the turn? Did you think that you had the race in your keeping?
Yeah, I did. Sort of on the turn. Everyone else was really struggling. I thought then he should be able to be too good. Yeah.
He ran the trip right out, didn't he?
He did, and he disappointed me in the Breeders' Challenge final because he was jogging at the top of the straight. When he got out, he didn't do anything, but he was a lot better tonight. Yeah.
What about the weather? Did that concern you at all when the storm arrived just before the race?
Not really. It was sort of solid rain, but it wasn't too. It probably got worse after our race, but probably concerned me more. I could have had trouble seeing.
Now, what's the future? Will he? I assume he goes back home now to Victoria.
I would say so. I don't know if he's Breeders' Crown eligible or not. I'm not sure. But he's a C3 now, so he's sort of getting up there a bit. But he's done a good job in Victoria too before he come. He won quite a few races, so I suppose the paddock's not too far away, but I honestly don't know.
Group 2 win. Nice, well done. Congratulations.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks.
Mark, that was a special victory by Sport Report.
Yeah, it sure was, Greg. We've had a few issues with it during the year, and always knew she had a bit of ability, and to finally get her to a race and as good as this one and win as well as she did, it's just great. Yeah.
Only having a third start tonight, you said you wanted to get her to some other races earlier in the season, races like the Bathurst Gold Tiara. You're also hoping to get her into the Breeders' Challenge itself, so a win tonight means a lot to you.
Oh, it sure does. It's a really good consolation. I was very disappointed about missing out on the Tiara run because it's our local race up there, where we, close to where we come in the Western Districts, and to miss that was very disappointing. But when the Breeders' Challenge races come around too, that was also really disappointing to miss that. And we got it to within the last few days, both times of the heats. Yeah, when I saw the strength of the 2-year-old fillies in the Breeders' Challenge, I sort of pulled my head in a bit. But I don't think we'd have kept up with them at all. But it would have been nice to go around it anyway.
What do you do with her now? She's only had the 3 starts.
Yeah, well, that's right. We'll have to see. She'll probably just turn around and give her a break, I'd say, and leave it until she's the 3-year-old now.
So what about the injury? She had a problem with her hoof early on, and then she's also curb on the hock. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, she had a hoof infection in the few days leading up to the Tiara, and try as we might, we couldn't get her fit enough to start. And we had her within a few days of nominating into the first British Challenge heat, and she had got a Kirby hock. So yeah, That was a bit more disappointing.
So when you got up out of bed this morning, did you go and have a look to make sure everything was okay?
Yeah, I was checking everything. Yeah, that's right. And even on the trip down, I'm thinking, I wonder if she's all right in that float, you know.
What about the acceleration at the top of the straight? She just went into another gear.
Yeah, it was. She went great. You know, she's one to latch on a bit. And it's in the family, and they can bolt a bit on you. And at about the 800 or a bit before, maybe she come off the bit, and that's not like her. And she was really relaxed in the warm up, and she relaxed in the race. And I didn't know what was going on at that stage, but when the leader kicked up a bit, she went with him, and that's when I pulled the plugs and away she went then. Yeah.
How was the track out there after the rain?
Oh, it's pretty messy, but quite firm. Yeah, safe as, yep.
Well, mate, congratulations with the win tonight. Job well done with Sport Report, and we look forward to seeing her back as a 3-year-old.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah, we'll have her back then. Okay.
Bernie passed the magic, taking out the Breeders' Challenge Blue. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, Kath and I bred her, so it's great to breed one, you know, and obviously own it ourselves as well. So it's great. Yeah.
Did you think she could win coming to the races tonight?
I thought if I put her to sleep up the back that she was a chance. She's been working pretty well, and I really thought Wayne White's filly would probably win it, but I thought if I just put her to sleep and she relaxed, I thought she'd run a strong 1.5 miles, which she did, so it worked out well.
I think that was the key. She ran the 2,400 metres better than the other fillies.
That's right. You know, she's always been pretty strong, a little bit one pace. So you know, I wasn't too concerned about the draw. I thought if she just relaxed and they went a bit hard, well, I knew she'd keep chugging home. So it worked out pretty well. She won pretty comfortable in the end.
What do you do with her now?
To be honest, I haven't had a minute to think about it. So I was looking at the regional final at Bathurst, to be honest. But now it's out of the question. So yeah, she'll probably go for a spell, I'd say now. Yeah.
Fantastic effort, and good prize money too to win a race like this.
Too right, yeah, it's great. You know, it's really good for the New South Wales bred fillies, and you know, obviously the stronger ones are out of this series now because they've the ones that have run placings in the main one. So yeah, it's great. You know, it gives everyone a bit of a bite at the cherry.
What about your 2-year-old? Were you happy with his performance tonight?
Yeah, he went super. All Night Story. I thought he went really well. You know, we probably hit the lead a bit early as it turned out, and Jimmy got the last crack at me and just sort of outdashed him in the end. But I was quite impressed with his run. I really liked the horse.
You said to me in an interview during the week, he's a big horse. He is a big horse. He's going to grow into himself at some stage.
Yeah, I think it'll take a while, but he's a real gentle giant. He's a lovely horse to have around the stables, and you know, he's very consistent. He's very strong, and you know, he never sort of puts a bad race in. So I think in time he'll develop into a nice horse.
What do you do with him now?
He'll go to Bathurst for the regional final, and then he'll go to the paddock. He's had a long enough season, so yeah, that's where he's up to.
What about this time of year, working a big team up that way? How tough is it?
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Actually, it's better when it's wet because it's a lot warmer usually, although it's supposed to be coming snowy tomorrow, so it sounds like a dirty week this week. But the big frosts have been really hard this last 2 or 3 weeks, so really hard, but at least the days have been nice after the frost, so it takes a few hours to really warm up. Yeah.
Well, mate, maybe a win tonight will make it a little bit easier on those cold mornings. Well done tonight.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Greg. Thanks heaps.